Welcome to the LightFactory Remote for iPad. This iOS app is designed to provide you with remote access to your LightFactory command line, shortcuts, submasters, and queue playback. When the app is first started, the connection dialog will be displayed. Use this dialog to select the LightFactory system you want to connect to. If you are on the same network as your LightFactory system and have the Enabled Discovery by Remote Systems checked, then the IP address will automatically be listed. LightFactory broadcasts its discovery information every 5 seconds. If your LightFactory system is not listed, then you can enter the IP address and port in the space provided. Press on the system you want to connect and the connection dialog will close and the command line interface will become active. Along the bottom of the app is 4 tabs for switching between the command line, shortcuts, submasters, and queue playback. In the top left of the app is a logout button. Use this to disconnect from the LightFactory system and return to the connection dialog. The command line page has 4 sections: the command line input buttons, the dynamic selection list, encoder wheels, and finally the command history panel. The command history panel will show the last 100 commands that have been entered and also display any important messages from LightFactory. The command line syntax is exactly the same as that used in LightFactory. Enter any command you wish using the keypad. Above the keypad is selection options. Select Active will select all channels currently turned on. The Active Select mode will toggle between turning this on and off. When this is on, selecting channels will automatically turn fixtures on. The Next and Previous buttons can be used to select next and previous fixtures in the list. Use Clear to clear the selection of a range of channels, or to clear all channels. Blackout to turn off a range of fixtures, or to turn off all fixtures. You will notice as I was typing the dynamic list on the left changing. Notice that when I first start, the list is all of the groups available in the system. I can replace a syntax of numbers by simply selecting one of my groups. Also, if I am entering numbers, the dynamic list changes to a range of attributes. Once I press the @ key, the dynamic list changed to a list of available palettes. We will see this list change again when we start to use some of the record functions. The record buttons in this section here allow us to record queues, groups, effects, and palettes. Pressing Record Queue will pop up a dialog allowing me to enter the queue number, description, and any timing information. This makes it easier than trying to remember the syntax for this command. Notice that when I press the record button, my dynamic list now changes to a list of attribute groups. I can turn off certain attributes so that only one attribute type is recorded. In this case, I want to record position into a group. As soon as I press the group button, a dialog once again appears allowing me to enter a group name, set a submaster or a shortcut. The same applies for the update as it does for record. Pressing the buttons in reverse, Q5 record, for example, will immediately record Q5 for me. Notice that when I press the Q button, The dynamic list now shows me all of the queues available to me. Above the recording options are extra buttons for various functions. The sub button for submasters, the shortcut button for executing shortcuts, the macro button for playing macros, and the go, stop, back and reset for basic queue control. Pressing go, for example, will immediately run the next queue. Back, return you to the previous queue. Reset the queue list, and stop to stop any running queue. Once I have selected fixtures, I can then use these two buttons, the color picker and the pan and tilt control, to bring up an additional dialog. The color picker will open a window that allows me to choose any color I want. As soon as I change the color, it will be reflected in my lights. The pan and tilt window provides a simple pan and tilt control. Use this switch to switch between fine or coarse movement. On the left of the command line page, we have encoder wheels. These allow us to adjust the parameters of any selected fixture. Use the buttons at the bottom left to change the page. Move any of the wheels to make the adjustments that you want. Use the Fine Adjustment button to switch between fine and coarse control. The shortcut window has multiple pages of shortcuts. Use the buttons in the top right to change between pages. As soon as you change pages, LightFactory will send through information to display the color and label for each shortcut. Press any shortcut to apply it. Notice that LightFactory will display either the normal mode or the 4-up mode depending on what is selected in LightFactory. The Submaster window displays up to 10 submasters per page. Use each of the sliders to adjust the submaster value. The Flash button can be used to temporarily flash the submaster to full. Like the shortcuts, the labels will be displayed automatically and retrieved from LightFactory for each page. The latch switch will change the flash button from being a press and hold to a latch on and latch off. The Queue Playback tab provides basic control of your queue list. You can change what queue list you are working on by simply using the chooser. Pressing on any queue number will run that queue. Use the go, stop, or back buttons to control queue execution. As queues are run, either inside the remote or within LightFactory, the list here will automatically be updated to reflect what queue is active.